this a link for me to share it in my group? Which one's the link?
Yes, you can. Oh,
no, not this one.
Yeah, not that one.
And everybody be
Brianna or somebody, can you send it to them? Hi, everyone. Welcome to Merch Money. We've already had some F-bombs dropped before the show started, so we are on track.
Where's the link?
Somebody send Anthony the link.
I'll send it, Anthony.
You already shared it in your group. You had the link.
Oh, I gotta share it again now.
I just sent it.
Okay.
Everyone, please like this episode. This is going to be the best.
And share it.
And share it.
And freaking subscribe.
Share it.
And subscribe, yes.
We have to ask for like slams. We're gonna like start strangling people.
Well, today is an awesome day. We have Anthony on the show and just about everybody teared up, including Anthony. So,
today.
it's a good day. Good day. I've been getting all kinds of messages from people tearing up. One guy teared up to 3,000 tier. I don't know if that's a thing, but
They have odd numbers now.
do they really?
It is a thing.
It's a thing. Odd number tiers.
Yep.
19,000. I saw weird numbers. 19,000.
I don't like that.
17,000.
It's so random because I was at 4,000 before. Why didn't they just put me at 5? I'm happy. They put me to 6,000. I don't know. But anyway, well, you guys want to
Europe day.
Sarah in the chat said she got 7,000.
Wow.
So who knows? We have no clue, guys. I have slots to fill. That's all I know. So
Right.
All right. Well, does everybody want to quickly go around and introduce themselves? I think everybody already knows all of us, but just in case. Bree, you want to go?
Sure. What's up, guys? I'm Bree Greene from BriannaMollerGreene.com, and I co-own Design4dollars.com. And my positive for the week is that we finally dropped the mother website for D4D.
Woo!
So if you go,
awesome.
yeah, oh my
It
god,
looks so good.
it's crazy, but of course,
Wait.
yeah. Wait, I need it again. Let me see it again.
Hang on.
Woo! Love it.
Sorry, it doesn't have a noise.
Well, and of course, in true crazy pants style, Duncan, Aaron, and I, like adding links. We got people, on the team helping us. So we turned our little errors and links and dead links and stuff into like a fun little game, and we're still running it. So I've got our Facebook group open because I know a bunch of people are trying to get into the group because you got to get into the group to participate. But basically, we screwed up a bunch of the stuff on the website, and when you find what we screwed up, you get it free.
I love that. You're
It's
so
like a
creative.
scavenger hunt, right?
I love it.
So, but yeah,
That's gonna help so much to get it all like ironed out, ready to go in a couple days.
yeah, and plus people are dropping us little notes like, "Hey, like I think you should add this," and like they're really good. We're getting a lot of really good feedback. So like, speak up if there's something you need, But yeah, pop over to the group and find the crap we messed up. Get some free stuff.
There we go. All right, Michelle.
Well, I'm Michelle Wentworth. I'm Merch Mama. And my positive thing this week is I'm just still plugging along. I'm still trying to fill my slots. And I really want them full before Q4. But I'm plodding away. So that's a positive thing. So that works for me.
Awesome.
And don't forget to introduce yourself, Helen.
I know, it never happens. Maybe I'll just go in the middle.
Just go, Helen. Go
I'm
ahead.
going. Okay. My name's Helen Kinson, merch boss. And I got tiered up to 6,000 right before the show. I was seeing the posts. Everybody was getting tiered up. And I'm like, I didn't get tiered up. 6,000 tier. So anyway, unlike Anthony, I am excited about my tier up. So my positive for the week. Oh gosh, I've just been having so much fun setting up the the Facebook groups for different languages. So for anyone who doesn't know, we're working on getting 25 Facebook groups set up in 25 languages. So we have the Spanish one up. They're going to do a live soon. I think it's still on for Thursday at 1. So you guys will have to catch that. And then we're working on the Filipino group, Vietnamese group, and a couple more that it's just like 1 or 2 people. We're trying to get at least like 3 people for each group. So we'll see. But if you're interested, definitely message me. It's been a lot of fun, and everybody's helping each other. So I know like the Filipino group, they were really helping this girl in the Philippines, like set up the merch account and do everything. So it's really good little networks. So anyway, that was my positive this week.
And I was going to say, Helen, and then we're going to have that all completely done in a few days. And then we're going to start our Merch Money Girls tour where we're going to go to every country, right?
I can't wait for that. Hopefully that'll be next year.
I'm hoping.
Every time I see all these people in other countries, like Reezy was in London, I'm like, I want to be there. That sounds so fun.
Goals, right? Future goals.
Yeah. All right, Amy's. One of you.
I'll go. All right. So I'm Amy Springer, Merch Marvel. And I was also teared up today, which was pretty exciting. Thank you. I was actually thinking that they were going to skip me because I barely have 50% of my slots full. So to see that I was teared up today was a pretty pleasant surprise. And I'm just even more excited about Q4. As far as my positive for the week, I have consistently uploaded at least 50 new designs every day for the past 8 days.
Wow, so, that's a lot.
It is, you know, late nights, early mornings, but you know, I'm just, I can't wait for Q4, y'all. It's going to be a good one. So that's mine.
Sweet. I'm Amy Nicholas, and I also teared up to 6K. Shout out to myself. Full disclosure, I was shy of the sales requirement just by a little bit. But when I looked at the returns, like if you didn't count the returns, I had it. So I don't know if that is what they look at now. I don't know. But yeah, super excited for that. And just growing my print on demand Power Punch tribe Facebook group, monthly group. Rocking and rolling the videos too. Daily videos, Monday through Friday.
What number are you up to now?
I think I did episode 74 today.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is incredible.
You know, for anybody that like thinks like, you know, oh, it's such a commitment. I don't want to do anything like all the time, every day. I just told myself I was going to do it. And I just didn't let myself have any excuses to not do it. It's a must, right? It's on my action list every day. I'm going on. I'm sorry if it's not like a specific time, but I'm just committed to going live at some point. So yeah, it's been an awesome week.
Yay.
Wow, that's awesome.
All right, Anthony, what's your positive for the week?
What's my positive for the week? I'm Anthony. If you don't know me, from Merch Empire, we're the Jersey guys. We're at 10K. We teared up today. Give me the blower, Amy. With Amy not too long ago. We had a great time. We've been in FBA for 5 years now. We do well in FBA. We did a little over $2 million last year in our revenue in FBA. And we recently started our call center again. I partnered up with a buddy of mine who's been in the call center for 20 years out in San Diego, in Anaheim, which is awesome because now I'm going back and forth, spending a week there a month, and I love California. And we just been starting to build it. We got 4 guys on the West Coast on the phones. We got 1 guy here on the East Coast, and we're doing fulfillment here. They're handling sales, so it's like a good team thing we're doing. And last week we had our best week. We closed 23 deals for 400. Woo!
How much in revenue was it?
9,000. Just about 9,000. So
nice.
Nice. It's a good start, but there's a lot to be worked on. With that 9,000, you know, that pays the sales guys overhead. Like that's just the beginning of what we want to do. But you know, we're starting to grow it, but we're just being real careful because I've done this before, and I've always been sales focused and never system, process, and customer focused first, which you should be. I'm always a sales, crazy Jersey, fucking clothes, sales. And And I learned, you know, from my mentor why my last 2 businesses that did well ended up eventually imploding because I didn't focus on the other part first. So we're just, you know, like, this was old me, I'd have 30 guys on the phones right now cranking out sales, but then, you know, not doing the right thing by the customer and not doing fulfillment right and just doing all that. So that's where we are right now. And I'm really excited about the B2B business. I think we're going to completely just destroy it. And, you know, we want to build a $100 million company, and that's the target, and that's it.
That's awesome. Well, there you go, guys. That's the interview. No, I'm just kidding. No, that was awesome. Well,
I was going to say real quick, too, I had to say that I was wearing my shirt that I heard that Anthony was going to give me a run for my money in the F-bomb industry. So, 0 fucks given.
You girls look like you're having a ball doing these shows every week, huh?
We have so much fun. I don't know if you've seen any of them, but we have a lot of fun.
Laughing.
You got to make it fun. You got to make it fun. You know, whenever I watch other people doing content about business, a lot of the times it's just so fucking boring. And you got to have fun and teach and talk business and laugh at the same time. It makes it such a better show, you know?
Yep.
You know, I've got a question for you, Anthony. You know, of all the aspects of merch, I have to say business to business merch, or B2B, is just not like in my radar, but that's where you really excel. What made you choose that route as opposed to buying designs or making your own designs? What made you do that? Because you're the one that I know that's really kicking it in that area. Well,
I mean, I'll tell you this, you know, in the last 20 years since I've been an entrepreneur, you know, there's been patches of times. I've always made like good money, but there's been times where I made a lot of money. And the times when I made a lot of money, meaning like, you know, 500 grand in a year, 600, even 700, the times when I've done that is when I had a lot of people working for me. I never made a shitload of money when I tried to do it by myself. I never made a lot of money being an internet marketer and running ads. I've done well. I mean, I was in direct sales from home. I've made like 10, 15 grand a month doing that. But the 2 times where I made a lot of money is when I had a lot of people working for me, a team of people, sales guys selling. And, you know, throughout time, I've just realized that that's what I excel at the best. Not just me, but just whoever I'm with. My business partner, Kevin, who's a great guy. You guys know Kevin, real smart guy. We've always made a lot of money when we've built teams. So we just finally realized, like, you know what, look, we're good when we have teams of people. We're not good. We're not that good at trying to build an online e-commerce business. We're good at fucking selling. And let's just sell. And what could we sell? And really, I got to thank Mike Wall and Matt Sheeran, because Matt Sheeran's the one who hit me up, the merch elephant who's on here now. I love Matt. He's like, hey, listen, man, you got to watch this guy. We did an interview with this guy, Mike Wall. He's fucking killing it. I'm telling you, this is something that you want to get involved in. And I was like, what are you talking about? Just why? And I watched it. And then I reached out to Mike. Me and Mike Wall are good friends now. We talk all the time. And it just lit me up because I was so frustrated with merch ever since December. You know, we were starting to go on a good run. We made like 8 or 9 grand in like November. Like, it was like, all right, finally, we're going to hit 5 figures. But I was still like, how the fuck are we going to make 100 grand a month if we're barely getting to 10? You know, and I was just like, and I was having my doubts about the model, not about, I love merch, just the model, the way we were doing it, just the regular organic and trying to keyword it up and all the research and the titling. And, you know, like, I started really having doubts about like Kevin, we're never going to hit our targets doing it this way. We got to find a new way. And then once I, you know, started thinking about the model and putting together the phones again, and look, let me, you know, let me be completely real. The sale that we're making right now for the $400 sale that I was talking about, it's not the local merch sale. It's a marketing related sale, and the local merch is part of the upsell process. Okay, and I'll explain why. Because I quickly found out that trying to explain local merch on the phone to a business owner, right? They don't fucking get it. Right?
People barely understand what merch is in general.
Yeah.
You got to think about the type of person, the plumber, the fucking mechanic who's under the car getting oil all over his face. Like, these guys don't understand this shit. The minute you start talking about your logo on Amazon, they're like, I don't sell T-shirts. I fix cars. Who's gonna buy my shirt? You talk about marketing ads and putting the shirt as a coupon and offer, and they're just like, they just don't get it. So I quickly realized that if you're gonna do local merch, you got to do it either face to face, like Mike Wall does it, or if you do it over the phones, you need to have the guy in front of a computer. You need for him to join screens with you, and you need to give him a presentation and visually see it so they get it. Because you're not going to fucking explain it over the phone. They will not get it. They just won't. You know, so that's what made us start to do what we're doing now, and I'm just really psyched. I know it's working so well. And I know that in 6 months from now, I'm going to have a room out there of 50 guys selling. We're going to have upsell guys here selling, account management team taking care of the customers. Like, I just built a monster business.
That's so awesome. Well, in the beginning of the year, when you were getting discouraged and everybody was getting discouraged, I was so happy when you found the business to business, because your just whole attitude changed and you were so excited. And so I was so happy about that. And at the same time, I met Amy, because she somehow stayed positive through the whole thing. So everybody was so upset. There was negative posts everywhere, and hers just like shone like this light. Like, here's Amy Nicholas,
like flying on a wing and a prayer over there.
So a lot of good things happen.
Positivity and optimism is a huge. It plays a huge part. If you guys listen to Gary Vee, I'm sure you all watch Gary Vee here and there. He's fucking. Can't not watch him. He's so everywhere now. He's figured it out. But he talked about how optimism is one of your biggest assets, and it is. And I'm not a negative person by any means. I'm a very happy person, but I do wear my heart in my sleeve. Yeah. And you know, when things aren't going my way, and I know how much effort, like me and Amy were talking about this, last month when we got together. You know, what we're doing now as far as the call center, it might be harder and riskier than doing what we're doing with the merch stuff, hiring people, sales guys, payroll, human resource, all that shit. But it still requires the same effort. I'm not putting more effort into this than I did with merch. There's only so many hours in a day. All you ladies probably grind 12, 18 hours a day, whatever you do to grind a business. So I'm putting the same amount of hours and time into it. I'm just doing it a different way. So I can't order, you know?
You're leveraging your strengths too. That's like my favorite piece of it, because I'm always thinking about that. Like you said, fuck it, this doesn't work for me. Let's do it this way and go crazy with it. And and you weren't afraid to say, this was not working. Yeah. Let's try something different.
And you know what too? Like me and Kevin were having these conversations like in the beginning of the year. And he's going, look, what are we going to do here? Blah, blah, blah. This is not going to make us the money we're going to make. We got overhead. This is not right. You know, FBA is doing better. Maybe we should put more effort into that. And I kept saying, hey, but we got the group. We put a lot of time to this. We got the YouTube, the podcast. So that, there was this weighing factor of how much time we put into it, But at the same time, there got to be a time where you make a decision where, look, this is just not fucking working. And either you got to kill it or just find another way. So thank God it's all happened the way it happened. And I just, because I didn't want to all the time we put into the content and the videos. Like, I didn't want to lose the community. So finding a way to tie it in with the new model and still keep the whole thing going was really, really important to us,
Yeah, and thank you so much for doing all those videos. I watched all of them back in the beginning, and your community definitely helped me get to where I am. So
thank you. And you know what? And we've backed off a little bit. I'm only doing like 1 or 2 lives a week, and I haven't done a podcast in like 3 weeks. But here's the reason why: because we're always in integrity with what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about merch 4 days a week if I'm not sitting here grinding merch right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Go see you girls. Go watch RJ and Matt. Go see Ken. Go listen to Neil. Those are the guys that are grinding merch day in and day out. I'm figuring out something else here. And then once I got this really figured out, then I'm going to just kind of pivot the group a little bit into more of like a sales empire thing. And I'm going to teach what I'm doing. I'm not going to fucking fake it till I make it bullshit. Like, I'm always going to be honest with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So right now, there's a lot of other guys that know more about merch than me, because I kind of been at it for the last 2 months. So you want to learn merch and designs and keywords, go listen to them. You know, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing now, which is the B2B, the call center. I'm listening to calls all day right now. All day long, I got my headset on because they're on the West Coast. So I have my earpieces on, and like every day I pick one guy to listen to. I put my earpiece on, and I have a feature called Whisper, right? So I turn it on, and the guy could hear me, but the customer on the phone can't hear me.
That's awesome.
So when the guy's pitching on the phone, you know, and if I hear him starting to get like a little, I'll start, you know, giving him little tips. All right, say this now. Don't hang up yet. Now say this. All right, now say, and I'm coaching him through the call to try to get him to close the deal. So that's what I kind of been doing all day, as well as working with Kevin on fulfillment and working with Stephanie, who's handling customers, making sure that shit's smooth. So that's kind of been my day every day now, doing things like that.
That's awesome. Well, let's back up a little and say how you started, because I know you were a loan officer and you did a call center before. I actually used to be a loan officer too.
Did you?
So we have that in common. Yeah, I did. I was a manager at Bank of America, and all the loan officers were leaving during, you know, the housing crisis in 2008, 2009. I had a pretty good job, but I went into it right at the crash, and all of my all the people were like, "You're nuts! Like, why would you do that?" But it ended up being like the very beginning of refinances, so I could refinance people over and over and over again. And I figured out this like system like this to just keep like targeting the right people. And I was on the phone all day too, but I was refinancing people all day. It ended up being like amazing.
What year did you get in?
What
year did you get into the mortgage business?
During the crash. I think it was 2009, beginning of 2009.
Dude, you missed the fucking run.
I know. I missed it, but I caught a different section of it.
I remember I got into the restaurant back in 2001. This like New Jersey hotspot, this crazy. I worked for these guys that were like in the mafia, this fucking crazy Italian place. I mean, that's a whole nother story of itself. But I was 22 years old, and somebody said to me, "Hey, you should get into the mortgage business. You'd be good." I never sold anything over the phones before, and I remember going on an interview with this guy. This guy owned the mortgage company, right? His name was Mike Newman. You could look him up. His name was Mike Newman. And I went on my interview for the mortgage business, and I had a shirt, tie, pants. This guy was sitting in a fucking jumpsuit and sneakers in his chair in the office, and I'm like, what the? And I walked in. He's like, "So you looking for work?" Yeah. He's like, "You ever sold before?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "All right, you can start tomorrow." That was my interview, and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? You know? So I'm like, all right, I get the job. And back then I was dating a girl who was an account executive for like a lender, for a subprime lender. So she was pushing me. She's like, "You would be a great mortgage broker." And I got into the business. I remember my first day, the pitch, and they gave me a lead, and like everybody's rates were like 10% back then.
Yeah,
and
it was so high.
And back then, when I first got in, the 30-year fix was like 6 3/4 or something, you know? So I remember
you guys were setting me up perfectly for refinances for years.
I remember calling like the first lead I got, the internet. Back then we had one computer for the whole office too, because it was 2001. we all just had phones. There was one computer that people would take turns on inputting the fucking application. I remember getting my first deal. The guy had like a $400,000 loan. I was like, "All right, sir. So you're at 10%. I'm going to put you 6 3/4, and you're going to save, you know, $800 a month. That's going to cost you 4 points. Like $800 a month. Go sold." Like that first lead I got, I was like, "Wow, this is the easy." And I made like $4 grand. I made like $4 grand on my first deal, right? So this is amazing. Then like the leaders in the office, there was like 3 team leaders. And then they're like, "Wow, you already got a deal on the board. It's going to close next week," because it was with a fast bank. Like, "Look, here's the rule." They said, "Your 5th deal, you're closed. Whatever your commission is, we got to go to New York City and you got to blow it all." That's the rule.
I love that.
So the 5th deal, I closed a monster fucking deal. I made like $5,500 in commissions.
Oh my God.
And I had to go to the bank. take out 5,500 cash. We went to the city and we went fucking bottles, tables, nightclub. You know, I wrote that mortgage business for like I wrote it till I eventually had my own shop in 2003. 2 years later, and then I ran that for 4 years, and then I crashed in 2008. Boom, done. But at the height of it, I had like 50 or 60 brokers working for me, and I was making like serious money.
Nice.
Yeah. So that I love that story because I was like, oh, I knew all of the people that you all left. So it was just like there wasn't loan officers anymore. So then it was, I guess that's how the like somehow branch managers got involved. But it was like it was just a whole different experience after that.
You know what it was? You know what it really was? You know, looking back at it, the people who stayed in the mortgage business, who made it through that era. I'm laughing at Amanda, who made it through that era, and who are still in it now. Are doing really good again. Not that kind of money, because that'll never happen again, but they're doing good. But the guys like me, all the brokers like me back then who had their own shops, you know, it was such easy money that we weren't developing the skill set in order to persevere through that downtime.
Right.
Like I was just like, you know, like I could have learned internet marketing through those years. I could have started generating my own leads. We could have been coaching we could have been actually taking care of our clients and our customers and probably helping them with more refis, more purchases. But like I said before, we would just sales. Give a fuck. You know what I mean? And we weren't thinking about the customer. I would have kept those customers and helped them refi and do loan modifications and debt consolidation. I could have made it through no problem, but I was stupid back then. I was just dumb, ego, making money, and I just crashed with it. And then I started learning internet marketing after I lost the business.
Well, I think it's all good experiences because it's like you learn the ups and downs. Like I was 24 when I bought my first house. It was like a condo, but it was in 2008. So it was at the very height of the market. And then it crashed a couple months later. So I'm 24. All of a sudden I get a thing in the mail saying that my condo is worth $100,000 less than I had bought it for. Oh. So I was like, I don't even have $100,000. So it was, and I had no idea that could happen. Like no,
there were your 401k, right? Like with it.
I mean, nobody knew, but I kept it. Like so I still have that condo. I kept it, and now it's back up. But it's just, I mean, it's 10 years later. But it was good experience because then you learn early like what can happen in the market and to just decide like how you want to play it. But it was interesting. Like most of my friends ended up waiting a little bit longer, and they all got lucky and bought houses right at the like cheapest times you could buy houses.
I bought you guys know what Atlantic City is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Uh-huh.
So Atlantic City is like a little mini Vegas. So here, and I bought there was a brand new building being built right in front of this new casino that was going to open, which was the Rebel. I bought this brand new pre-construction condo for $550,000 just as a second home to go party in, right? I buy this condo, and I was going down there every weekend with my friends and just partying in AC and gambling and the casinos and the clubs. And 3 years later, it went from being worth $550,000 to $160,000.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow. Talk about upside down.
Not. Yeah, I
stopped
upside down for 9 years or something. Like it was crazy.
I just stopped paying it. I was like, I'm not fucking paying it.
Yeah.
I just stopped paying it. And then for 5 years, I still had it. The bank never took it for 5 years. Wow. Still went down there all the time, hung out, and eventually the bank took it. And because it was a second home in the home market, they relieved me, and I didn't owe them anything.
You are so
lucky. And you got to use it for 5 years for free, Miss.
That is crazy. Oh my god.
That is crazy.
I even rented it
Meanwhile,
out.
I paid the mortgage for 10 years.
I was like, fuck this, I'm not paying it. I knew it was ready to recover. I didn't give a shit. I was like, I don't care, I'm not paying it.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Place was awesome too. And look, I love that condo. They're selling right now for like $150, $200. I might buy it again.
Anthony, is Atlantic City near Wildwood?
Yeah, it's about maybe 40 minutes, 30 minutes from Wildwood.
Okay, I went there a couple of times when I was a kid. I got family in Baltimore, so.
Nice. Yeah, I've been down there a million times. They just opened a brand new Hard Rock Hotel and Casino like a month ago down there. It's brand new, so AC is it's popping again.
Nice.
AC is like 2 hours south of where I lived in New Jersey, where my parents lived, and I moved down to like outside of DC. And it was about 2 hours south of my parents, and my parents lived 4 hours north of me in DC. So I thought Atlantic City was halfway. And it turns out somehow Atlantic City's 5 hours away. I still don't understand. I'm like, it's 2 hours south and 4 hours north. I don't understand how that turns into 5 hours. So I thought I would be meeting all my friends from college. Like, I thought that would be our like place that we would meet up, because it would only be 2 hours each way, but I don't know, somehow it's 5 hours.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding, guys. We gotta meet on the turnpike somewhere. Like.
I want to do a merch event there.
I do too.
Cool.
I'm so glad you said that, because I've been wanting to do that.
I
was
haven't
Do
been
it.
I was
to
talking to
Atlantic City in 30 years.
I've never
Yeah,
even been.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I was talking to Matt about it, Matt Sheeran about it in Detroit, and even John and Amanda. I just want to do something different. Like, all the events are cool. I went to Merchella. I'm going to I'm speaking at the Merch Conference next month, and everybody's been asking about, when are you going to do another Jersey event? I just don't want to do the same shit. I want to do something completely different, and I think that could be like a whole weekend thing. We could probably get a room in the casinos, make it real fun. So I'm looking at something.
I'm in. I've definitely been thinking about doing that.
I'm already planning my outfits in my head. Come on, let's do this.
I'm already
Let's take the quarters for the slot machine.
Yeah, a couple of quarters.
Oh, am I kidding? I sit at the poker table.
Yay, me too. We can all play poker.
I do like
Helen
poker?
and I figured that out, that a lot of us have poker in common.
Anthony, do you play poker?
Like Hold'em?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play the table games. I like playing 3-card, 4-card. I play the Hold'em table game. I don't like going. I don't have poker face. I don't have patience. I don't have patience for the poker room, because like I can't stand just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
There's no grinding it out for you, right?
Right now.
We'll hit up the blackjack table then.
Well, I'm one of those crazy people at a blackjack table. If you take my card, I kill you. You know what?
Oh my gosh, her voice is changing. I love it.
Going Bostonian.
Michelle, you got to reenact how you asked Anthony to be on the show.
So,
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Anthony, how did Michelle ask you? You don't remember?
Oh, we were
in Denver.
in Denver. Yeah, you asked me right
She
after
used
that.
a Jersey accent and was like,
I said to Anthony, I'm with the Merch Money women, and we do a weekly show.
Yeah.
And we want you on a fucking show. Yes, that's how I said it.
awesome.
Yay.
Sorry, I'm so good at people on
It's
the
way
spot.
funnier when you say it, Michelle, because we saw you like type it out what you said. It's funnier now.
All right, guys, we gotta get back on track somehow.
We knew this was gonna
That's
happen.
all right. It's all related.
I know.
It's all
I'm
business.
just kidding.
I see what about.
One thing I did want to ask you about is you brought it up when you were doing your introduction, is about your mentor. I love that you have a mentor, and that one Gary Vee episode, I remember you said that he would listen to it like 11 times. I don't know if you remember the name of it, but it was like a now I'm gonna forget the name of it too. But
Helen, I think, did you send it to me
yes,
too?
that was like the only video I've shared.
So
and then
good.
You said your mentor watched it 11 times, and I was like, that's the only video I've shared this year. And I shared it to all the Merch Money ladies again. It was so good.
He's a Gary Vee, he's a Gary Vee super fan. Like he's paid Gary Vee like $200,000, I think, in the past couple of years to go. So he pays Gary Vee for like these private sessions, and they go to dinner like once a quarter, just him and Gary Vee. And he has a really successful, my mentor Mike, really successful email marketing business, like a $40 million business. And it's like, and the fucking thing's on autopilot. Like it's all remote. It's just, He's like always in his office, just like watching videos of Grant Cardone and Gary Vee while the whole business is just on auto.
I love that.
I love that.
Yeah. Every
exactly
time I
what I
talk about
envisioned.
him, I'm like, that is awesome. Like, first of all, I love that you have a mentor. And second of all, like everything that he says just seems like such good advice.
Are you able to
Everything.
share his last name? Because I feel like I might know who he is.
His name is Mike Littman.
Yeah. No, I know him from another guy I watch on YouTube.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just the name. Yeah.
Just really, really smart, and he'll just bash me and Kevin. Like, we'll go in his office and we'll tell him, he'll be like, "You guys are the fucking worst businessmen in the country. You know that?" And I'm like, asshole. I'm like, I'm fucking trying. That's why I'm here talking to you. What am I gonna do? You know, he says to me all the time, he's like, your whole life you've managed to make money with brute force. He's like, you just fucking take your head and you run it through the wall and you always somehow make it happen, but you always fucking implode because you don't put a structure and system and good solid foundation first. You just fucking build without the foundation. And that's what he really taught me over the past couple of years, that especially with this new model, like, just take it easy. Like, you don't have to go so fast. And I'm so aggressive by nature as it is. I don't want to fucking take it easy. I want to go now. But if you really want to build a smart business, you got to have the right people in the right seats and the right foundation, the right financial structure, the right team, the right managers, the right everything, or you're not going to build like you could build a couple $1 million business, but you're not going to build a $100 million business,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been really inspired by that because it's so true. Like, he really has helped, like, I don't know, like, you guys are just crushing it. And I feel like he's really helping you.
We're not crushing it by any means.
Well,
yeah, you were mad that you teared up, right?
But if he would let you just go nuts, you would be crushing it right now. So you're taking your time building it.
I would implode again.
You're doing it right this time, and I think it's great.
Yeah. No, I'm really excited about doing it right. I just feel like I'm a 41-year-old kid. Like, I'm a kid at heart. Like, I always, I'm just so fucking crazy, and sometimes I have to just calm down and just realize, just for all the shit that I've learned, all the mistakes that I've learned, that I've made a lot of the same mistakes over and over. Like, this is it now. Like, this is the second half of my life. This is the time to do it. The only thing that we don't get back is time. So if you're gonna do it, be smart this time. Don't be foolish and just do things to make money today. Like, just do it the right way.
Awesome.
I like that. Don't just do things to make money today.
Yeah.
That is.
I think that's so a nugget.
Right
But I think that's so important. I think that's so important for everyone to remember in merch. It's like, we're building businesses for the future. Like, this is money that you're still going to be making years from now. Like, even if you stop now and do some other kind of business, you still have all these shirts live. You still have like potential for income. And
Anthony, what do you say to people that are new to your group who get so frustrated about, oh, I'm not selling, or I'm not selling? You see that a lot with these newbies that don't understand that patience is so important.
I'm going to tell you right now, somebody just did that to me about right before the show.
Yeah.
Somebody hit me up.
How many F-bombs did you drop?
This is what he said. "Hello, bro. Can you help me? I can't make sales." I said, watch the videos, listen to the podcast, follow Ken Reel, follow RJ, follow Matt, follow Michael Lessity. I'll see you later. He said, and then he said, "Thank you so much."
At least he didn't say no. I just want to hear from you.
that's what I do too.
There's enough content out here. The one thing, we have a real special community. Between all the groups, everybody from Ken and Matt and Chris and RJ, like a really good community of people. You girls, everybody just wants to help, right? But people got to realize that, we're not going to take time out of our day to go help one person at a time. We got to help ourselves first. I remember there was this guy, his name was Aaron Parkinson. He was a guy that owned a company called Carbon Property Pro, and he was making like a lot of money back then. It was a direct sales from home company that I did after the mortgage business. And I remember him speaking on stage, and he said, "Look, he started asking people what their goals are. And then people were like, "Oh, I want to, buy my mother a house. I want to take care of my brother. I want to take care of my family. I want to be able to. And he's like, look, everybody's just like, stop. He's like, you got to be a little selfish first. He's like, first you take care of yourself. You make all your dreams happen. You make a lot of money. And after you've done that and got what you want, then you go help people. Then you buy a house for your mom. Then you donate to charity. He's like, just, you got to be a little selfish in the beginning, not in the dickhead kind of way, but just, you know, you got to, you know, there's not a lot of time you have to build a business as it is in a day. You girls know this, that the time just goes by, you know, so just, you know, don't worry about it. Make money for you, you know, and for what you got to do, and then you give back. Because it's hard enough to make money as it is. You're not going to give back at the same time while you're trying to make money.
That kind of reminds me of when you're on an airplane and the stewardess says you put the mask on yourself first before you put it on your kid.
Yeah, right.
Totally.
That's kind of what I thought of. You know,
Yeah.
Well, and there's like no there's, what do you call it? Like, there's no nobility in being a poor person trying to help people. It's better to be a rich person trying to help people, because how much more help can you give at that point, you know?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I was saying before. Like, you know, that's why I'm not going to go and go talk about merch every day. Then I'm out of integrity with who I am. I'm not doing that every day. You know, I have Jazz. I have Jazz, who's our VA, amazing VA overseas, and I have my my designer overseas. Plus, we have Design Pickle, and all that shit's still going, you know. And she's so good over the past 2 years that she's doing it herself. We have meetings, like quick meeting every morning. What's going on? What are you submitting today? We're submitting 40 to 50 shirts still every day, regular to merch. I'm not doing it, you know, but I'm not focusing on it. I'm letting that shit go on autopilot because I know where the money is for us. I know it's going to be in what we're doing with the call center and with the sales. So, you know, I'm always going to be in integrity with the group. And I a lot of times now lately when people ask me, I tell them to go seek my friends. Go seek Matt. Go seek RJ. Go watch their videos. Go talk to Ken. Go pay Ken. Ken does coaching. People have offered me money for coaching. Hey, Anthony, I'll pay you how much for the hour for coaching? I'm like, don't fucking pay me. Go pay Ken. I'm like, Ken's gonna teach you a lot more in that hour of coaching than I'm gonna teach you. Go if it's a woman, I say go to Amy's group. I'm like, Amy's group's fantastic. I'm like, go talk to Amy. Maybe you could buy coaching from her. Don't buy it from me. I'm not gonna teach you shit right now. I'm not doing it. You know?
Yeah.
Integrity.
Yeah. Well, so you had done a call center before this call center, right? So did you go do a call center right after the mortgage business, or?
So after the mortgage business, I got involved with internet marketing. I did a little MLM, right? I did okay with network marketing. And I found this direct sales, this high ticket direct. I was just talking about Carbon Copy Pro. This high ticket direct sales work from home, kind of like an MLM, but more of a high ticket where the sales were the upsells were like 2,000, 10,000, and 20,000. So you were getting people to like give you $10,000 over the phone, $20,000 over the phone. Wow. It was a pretty serious business, and there was guys making a lot of money doing that. I did that for 3 or 4 years, formed a team of people. We got to the top of the leaderboards there. I was making like, you know, 10, 15, 20 grand a month there. And then the owners of the company made a couple decisions that ended up just collapsing the company over the course of like 18 months afterwards. Our shit went down. And then, you know, Kevin and I started talking about, hey, let's put together a sales team again. Let's sell something. What can we sell? And then we started the call center again. We started selling local business stuff, local business marketing. And that started in late 2011. And we built that thing up. And then by 2015, we were destroying it. This is 3 years ago. We were in Inc. magazine's top 5,000 fastest growing companies. I think we were number 1,105 on the list.
Wow.
And we hit $1 million in revenue in a month. We had 100 people working for us at the time. And what happened was a friend of mine on the West Coast was doing something similar. He had 500 guys on the phones working for him. He was fucking making so much money. And then there was a big FTC ruling about new regulations in the call center for certain ways of marketing and certain things that you could say and not say on the phones no more. And we had to actually shut down the operation. right there.
Oh.
We didn't shut it down, but we had to stop doing it the way we were doing it with the phones and with the kind of marketing and the data and the way we were pitching. And we had to go figure out a new way. So we started doing Facebook ads instead of phones and generating leads and spending like 70 grand a month on Facebook ads. And, you know, over a year and a half to 2 years, we tried every other which way to make the business work other than the way we were doing it. And we couldn't get it to work. Eventually we had to fire everybody. And I focused on FBA. Grew FBA by almost double last year, and then we ran into merch. And you know, I thought a lot bigger now than what it is. Back when we got involved in merch, me and Kevin in the beginning, Kevin's a data guy. We were analyzing the sales, and you know the numbers were coming out. Now imagine these numbers if these were real. Back then, in the end of 2016. The numbers were coming out to, for every shirt you had live, you were making $3 to $7 per month per shirt.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Right? So if you had 1,000 shirts live, right? The average person in merch back then was making $3,000 to $7,000 a month. So if you had 10,000 shirts live, right? You were making 30 to 70 grand. That's the way we predicted it. We're like, wow. If we get to 10,000 tier, we'll take in 30 to 70 grand. If we get to 20,000, and that's how I saw it was going to go. That's why we went all in on merch, because we predicted it to go that way. And then as you know, brand new business, things change, this, that, free, saturation, competition, you know, the whole model's completely changed to the way it is now, you know, so those numbers will never be like that, you know. Now it's more like, probably, I don't know, 30 cents to 70 cents than $3 to $7. But you could still make a lot of money with it. But I mean, I'm just being honest, and I'm not trying to be any neg, but you know, back then I really thought that it was going to turn into that. And that's where we're like, this is going to be amazing, way better than FBA, no inventory, no China, no shipping, none of this bullshit, you know. So that's what I had thought it was going to be. And it's not that, and that's okay. It just forces us to just find different ways and be smarter and just be creative and do what I'm doing, or do what Mike Wild's doing, or do what Ken's doing with licensing or merch collab, or there's so many different ways to approach the business, you know?
Yep. Yeah, there was a big difference, because even just from November last year to this year, because I was doing numbers too, and I was like, oh, you know, like at least $2 per shirt, because I was doing a little lower, but it just dropped. But I feel like it's picking back up quite a bit. So we'll see. I have good hopes for fourth quarter. I think it's going to be really great.
Me too.
I think so too. I think it's going to be great too, fourth quarter, you know? And I mean, look, we have to have trust into Amazon that they're doing what they got to do to make it better for us. They're going to keep launching new products. Now we got Europe. Every day I see, you know, shirts of mine getting processed over there. You know, are you girls all in Europe now too?
I am not. I'm the only one, I think, because I'm still at the lower tier. I'm at 2,000.
I think that you have pops.
Yeah.
Yes, I've got pop sockets.
Yes, we all have pop sockets.
Yep.
All right.
And we may or may not be in Europe. I think we're not. Technically, for some reason, we're not supposed to talk about it. I don't know why, but
you know, I read about that. There's thousands of merchers, but we can't talk about it. I mean,
it makes no sense. It's a dashboard update and everything. But anyway, I got teared up today, so that's probably a hint that I might be involved.
But don't tell.
Now, they haven't rolled out pop sockets for everybody yet, have they?
No.
Yeah, most
people don't have them.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Interesting timing rolling everything out though, then, you know, like let's roll out the Europe and pop sockets at the same time.
I know. That's so weird. Like you would have thought they just would have thrown it to everybody by now and then started, well, I don't know.
I got to imagine that FBA in its early days probably went through this same kind of process where things were a little fucked up and things were getting lost in warehouses and blah, blah. Like I'm sure, know, I wasn't
Plus
involved.
The competition was so much less back then. So they went through the same thing where it was like 2013, like you could sell anything you wanted. It was fine.
Yeah,
and now it's a little harder.
eBay listings on Amazon. Like the Amazon catalog was like, what the hell? Like, am I on Amazon? It was like the Wild West. So
it was. You could do whatever you wanted.
And then they kind of reeled it back in.
Yeah. So I think all of us, all your experiences, all of our experiences, we learned to just sort of pivot with all the different changes and just figure it out. One way or another, you're going to figure it out. So
I think you have to in e-commerce because everything can change so quickly that you do have to.
I think you have to in every job, but just if you have a job where someone's paying you, you're learning at a slower pace how to pivot, and you just get stuck where all of a sudden one day you're fired and you got to find another job. Like, I think it's nice when you're an entrepreneur and you get used to it. Like, it's just part of your life to always be pivoting.
That's the freedom aspect of it, though.
I love it. I love it.
It's nice because you never have to worry. Like, I know I'll find a way always. Like, no matter. Sometimes
I think I have to.
Other times, but it's like, I know I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be fine.
I can't get stuck. I've been my own boss for so long. Like,
you'd be like, "What are you asking me to do?" No, you got to do some kind of accent.
Yes, I'm unemployable.
Unemployable.
Yeah. I get bored too. Like, once I kind of master a certain area or like it's kind of automated, I'm like, all right, what's up next? You know, like.
No, you're not like that at all.
Are you like that dog in Up?
Squirrel. Totally.
All right, we have one more question from the Facebook group, Anthony. They were asking you about your pricing structure for the shirts. How do you price shirts?
I price low until I get a sale, and then we bump it up to $19.99.
Okay.
One sale and then straight to 19 is how you do it?
Yeah, okay. That's what we've been doing. You know, I mean, we've been doing it like that for the last 4 months. We keep it simple, and I just feel like it's good to get that first sale. This way, it stays in the catalog. You know, especially for the fourth quarter.
Yes.
You know, you don't want that shit to drop. Once you get that sale, then you know they kind of show it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't get a sale after a little while, that shit's on page 1,000. Like it ain't getting seen.
Yeah.
Something's telling me that we're not going to have the same kind of freeze, if at all, this Q4 because there's so many other opportunities going on. Maybe if there's a freeze, it won't be on the pops, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we would have made 15, 20,000 in December if it didn't have. I'm sure a lot of people would have. So, but I mean, it's almost like I don't know. There's the demand is so high on Amazon, and I don't think they can predict it no matter what they do. Mm-hmm. Like like Amazon. Every year, their sales are growing so fast. Like, could you imagine what their sales are going to be this fourth quarter?
No, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to expect. I kind of think that there will be a freeze because just trying to go through Prime Day, everything fell apart. Like, they couldn't even make it through a Prime Day. So I don't know. I
mean, look, there's let's just be realistic here. There's not going to be enough fucking printers to print all those shirts that are ordered. Like, it's just not.
I mean, I know they built new warehouses or whatever you call it, new printing facilities, but I don't think it'll be quite enough either.
No.
I mean, they'd have to do like 5 times how much they had last year, and I think they won't. I don't think they've done that.
And not at their rate of growth too. You know, their rate of growth is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know the answer to this, and I didn't ask anybody, but the UK and the whole Germany thing. They have facilities now over there.
Yes.
Yeah. Supposedly, yeah.
They're not coming from here, right?
No. Right. They have it over there.
Oh, okay. Because then we'd be fucked.
Anthony, I think it took them like a year to get everything squared away because they had to get like the EPA stuff in line for those printers. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to unfortunately predict that there probably will be a freeze.
I think there will be too.
You know, I just don't see there's going to be that. There's that many more shirts being bought. Like I just can't.
I'm doing all the same
now, right? That's why
I'm doing all the same things last year. Like you got to make sure you have it on all products because if T-shirts get frozen, usually long sleeves and sweatshirts and stuff like that won't because it's less demand for that stuff. And all different colors. You got to make sure you don't just have black because that goes first.
That goes first.
Black and the heathers, right? The heather.
Yeah, black and heather. So I always make sure to include some other colors. And
you know, there was a time maybe like towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, where we were just uploading t-shirts. We stopped uploading sweatshirts and hoodies. And then about 2 months ago, we had the same realization that you girls just talked about. Like, you know what? I'm like, you want to be on everything, because when the fourth quarter comes, it's winter time. And then when all the t-shirts run out, you know, I said, stop doing that, Jazz. Upload it. So now every design goes on. Every product pops, everything, sweatshirt, hoodies, premium.
Yep.
I mean,
I do all 6, all products.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Only time I don't is if it starts as a pop socket. It's harder to put a pop socket on everything else, because if you have colors all around, it's like this big circle.
Yeah.
But everything else I put on all. If it starts as a t-shirt, it goes on everything.
Yeah, and it's a great way to fill up your daily uploads too, by putting them all. Also, you know what I mean? Not only just to cover yourself in the event that they're going to run out of standard size t-shirts, but you know, it's a great way to fill up your slots.
Yeah. And like you said, like as long as you have at least one sale, it stays up there forever. So it's never going to be as many sales as a t-shirt, but it's still, they do sell, so they'll be up there forever. So you know, it's worth it for the extra second. I mean, once you have Merch Buddy or Merch Lister Pro, it's just an extra second to get it on.
Exactly. For that extra second, just do it.
Can I tell you that I've never uploaded a shirt in my life?
No, I know you told us that.
It's crazy.
What?
Never. Not even one.
Yeah.
Good, it's boring.
No, when we first started, Kevin was the one in charge of doing that. And as soon as we started, he immediately started looking for a VA. He's like, I'm not fucking doing this.
Yeah. It's awful. It makes me feel like I am definitely not doing business right, because you shouldn't be doing tasks like that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But,
I mean, there's pros and cons to it too. You know what I mean? There's like, you know, she's good, she's well trained, but a lot of people, you know, like this. I'm sure that you'll always do something better yourself when it's your own business.
Yeah.
You know, than somebody else, because it's not their business. You know what I mean? It's your business. You care about it more. And she does a fantastic job. So there's pros and cons, but you know, to me, trying to build the FBA business at the same time, I couldn't do it anyway. Doing we treated it like a real business. You know what I mean? And then now with the B2B stuff, like forget it. I'll never touch an upload. You know, so
yeah.
So what's going on with your FBA, Anthony?
The master of keywords.
What was that?
It's you're the master of keywords, Anthony.
I'm not. FBA is doing good. FBA, it's doing okay. We're at 92,000 in the past 30 days. So I mean, it's better than okay. I'm saying it's okay because last year around this time we were hitting like 120s, 130s. So there was a lot of shit that happened with FBA in the past 3 months that we had to get through. And but I'm pretty confident that the fourth quarter last year in November and December combined, we did about $1 million in revenue. So that fourth quarter for us, those last 2 months are everything. So I'm pretty confident that that November, December this year will be like 1.2, 1.3. So yeah, FBA is going good. But you know, we realized that for us to build $100 million company, I ain't fucking doing it with FBA. There's no way. Maybe I can get it to 3 million, 4 million, 5 million. That takes time. Like I just know like our wheelhouse is this, and this we could grow like fast. We went from 0 to over 10 million in a year with the last call center in 3 years.
Wow.
That's not a lot of time to get something to go that fast. So that's the power of building a team and having guys working for you and selling for you and having the right product, you know? So that to me is the fastest path to our targets.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And look at that. We're like right at the hour. That was like the perfect, like that's our path.
We rehearsed it.
That's our path.
Hold on.
Anybody have a question for Anthony before we go? Did we even answer a single question from the chat? I haven't even, oh my gosh, I'm horrible.
I'm kind of popping in there. What about you, Breeze?
We gotta check. Does anybody have questions in the chat before we go?
Questions.
Last call.
Last call.
Somebody was asking about
carried away.
Buying themselves out of the 10 tier, or maybe it was just a comment, but I would say at this point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, people have all different opinions of that. It's totally up to you. I mean, to me, it's like you can find somebody who wants the shirts, make a shirt for your friend. I mean, you can gift them. Yeah. So I definitely bought some of mine.
Alberto said that you guys ignored him today. You were all ignored.
Aww. I'm so sorry. I have still not mastered like being in the chat and participating in the conversation. I can't do it. Like I
can't even figure out sometimes which tab has the webcam on. So I'm like, oh crap, you guys are talking to me and I can't see it.
The only way I keep up is having the dual monitors.
Melinda wants
Betty.
Oh, your money tree. How's it doing?
Doing good. Yeah, I gotta probably water her tomorrow. You know, Jacob Topping actually bought us the
oh, cool.
That's awesome.
Oh, cool. Where is Jacob Topping? Is he in there?
I didn't see him in the chat.
I know. What the heck?
He's swimming.
It's swimming in the dark.
Josh has a question. Anthony, that's I never met Josh before. I was actually asking about you, Josh, last time I saw Matt and RJ. Do you have a sample template presentation for the B2B model that you showed? No, we haven't even pitched the upsell yet. We have a little over 100. I'm just telling you, Josh. What's up, Jay? You better feed Betty. We have
I was just seeing that.
A little over 100 sales so far on the front end so far, and I have my upsell guy here that we hired ready to go, but we just have to tighten a few things up on the fulfillment process of that first sale before we do the upsell. So Kevin's been working on the slideshow presentation for the upsell, but we haven't actually done it yet. So it's not ready yet. Hopefully we could start the upsell probably first week of September. I'm hoping, but it has to be ready. 4 years ago, Anthony, we'd be doing it already and fucking it up making sales. You know, 2018, Anthony is like, let's do it right. So just don't do it yet. It's not ready yet. I've actually been pushing Kevin to do it. He's been telling me to calm down. So
Ron's asking if you can touch on the financial thermostat.
It's a whole explanation. That would take 20 minutes, Ron. I'd be more than happy to come on the show any other time and talk about whatever you girls want. I really enjoyed being here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it.
You brought lots of laughter in addition to some really good nuggets. So
yeah.
Well, I love doing this. You know, I'm looking forward to doing more content again like I used to. I'm just in the trenches right now, and I got to get this shit right. But in the meantime, you girls and all the other guys are doing more content, which is awesome. I love to see it. So anytime you want me on, just ask me. I'll be more than happy to.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Anthony.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.